Welcome to another episode of Dad and Then Shh. It's your boy Chocolate Dad.
This your boy Saya, aka Saya.
It's your boy Styles.
And it's your boy 9-5. What was that? Sound like the WBLS intro, like nothing but the best.
Nothing but the motherfucking best. Well, what's up with y'all though? I mean,
Nothing much. Chilling. It's been a great week.
I had a good time. You just got on vacations, right?
Yeah.
Then Jew.
Great time.
Y'all don't look any darker.
My son, I can't get darker.
I can't, yo. Funny story.
tried.
Tell the funny story. Second day on vacation, my lady like, oh, you put on sunscreen? I'm like as shit. I said, I don't need sunscreen. I'm good. She like, I'm following you. She's okay. I'm not putting on none. No lie. We went to the beach, came back. She burnt. It's color your shirt red. Red, literally red. Right now, she's red. We got back to the hotel. I'm like, yo, why I tell you to follow me? She's like, I should have followed your dumb ass. I was like, you ready? It's your fault. I was good.
Listen, this kid don't get no darker.
I'm like, listen, you see on the back of the bottle? I'm already there.
Yeah,
What do we do?
I was like,
my shit to get darker, but they gonna get red.
It might get a little dark purple. That's about it.
It's purple.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all on vacation, man. Listen, I've been telling Becky, I need a vacation so bad. And I'm tight because her cousin's getting married at the end of this month. And originally it was supposed to be in Jamaica. I was like, oh, yes, 2 for 1. We outside, man. It's great. But because of COVID restrictions and certain things, like
they have it in Brownsville?
Nah.
Yo.
Thank God. Whoa. Imagine. Shit. But they couldn't get like something with like the COVID test and to come back at the time or whatever because restrictions were still at the time. So, and then it was gonna be in Kentucky. I'm like,
Kentucky. You go from Jamaica to Kentucky.
Yeah. Like, what?
Because Queens at least.
Her fiance's in the armed forces, so I think he's stationed out there. So it worked out, whatever. So I'm like, hey, listen.
Worked out for him?
Yeah, well, tell me about it. But at least I'm catching a flight to go somewhere. I just need to get
Kentucky,
out of New York and whatnot.
Not Kentucky, though.
Jamaica
versus Kentucky, I'm sure. I'm not going.
I ain't gonna lie. Jamaica, Kentucky, I ain't gonna give me Brownsville. Give me Brownsville.
Bro, listen. I said the same thing because they were like, yeah, Ohio. I'm like, okay, Cincinnati, Ohio. It's because the airport's in there. But like geographically, Kentucky, Ohio, like it's like you cross the street and you're right fucking there or whatever. So you know what? Like, we make the best of it. It's gonna be mad family. I'm not a touristy type of motherfucker. I ain't just gonna be going. Listen, I know there's a Walmart near the spot.
Yeah, that's what you know.
And the wedding. I'm not exploring shit because I don't know what the hell's out there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I seen DR.
Okay.
Yeah, DR.
You sure? You sure?
Yeah.
Check your passport.
I was drunk. I was fucked.
Man, that drunk. You don't remember where you got on a flight on.
He bought his photographer out there.
Nah.
You go on his MySpace page, bro? I said MySpace.
He said MySpace.
His Instagram page.
Nah.
Pictures elite.
I just
realized. I'm like, yo, wait. I'm like, y'all didn't take. I was like, y'all didn't take MJ. My mom, I'm like, y'all didn't take MJ with y'all. Who's taking all these pictures of y'all?
She came to the excursion. It had a pitch nigga for everybody that was like on the excursion. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I wish I forgot his name.
You should have sponsored to come to
he was elite. Like you understand how elite he was.
Nah, them pictures were fire.
He wasn't you ain't seen it. I'm gonna show you something like on this off like.
Nah, I don't want to see none of that.
Nah, it's regular. No, but how I'm saying he's elite because like he was like giving us poses like, yo, do this. Do that. Do this. Then we like, we just doing it. Then we look at him like, oh.
Yeah, he looked bad. Yeah.
But for everybody, he had.
You got the eye.
He earned his bread.
Yeah. That shit was.
Did y'all tip him?
Yeah.
All right, good.
No.
This guy.
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
Where you was?
I was in Florida. We went to Disney World. It's the first time I went.
He ain't go to Disney World. He was outside every day. Went to a new park every day. I was like,
Disney
damn.
like 4 or 5 parks.
Yeah, so we went to Magic Kingdom, which is, well, I didn't know to now, but that's what Disney World is. That's the castle and everything. We went to Animal Kingdom.
Wait, you got on the Avatar ride?
Fire.
Yo, that was the best roller coaster I've ever
heard about that.
Fire.
Amazing.
Listen, anybody that goes out there,
if you go to Disney World,
make sure you go on the Avatar.
You gotta go to Animal Kingdom, right?
Yeah, that's in Animal Kingdom.
That joint was. That's the only ride I stayed online for.
I was
online for like 40 minutes.
Due to COVID, to be honest, we didn't need it. Due to COVID, like right now is the best time to get out there. Even though Florida is opened up, it's not really open. Like
open.
Yeah, it is open though. You don't gotta wear a mask nowhere out there.
Yeah, it's open.
It's up to you if you want to wear a mask, except for when you're in the park. Because
that's what I was hearing. Yeah,
owned by Walt Disney, so it's like,
they ain't wearing no mask. They just chilling. Like
like in Florida, but in Disney World, you gotta wear a mask. They're on it. But we went to SeaWorld, we went to Aquatica, and we went to Legoland. That was
Legoland. Best life.
Legoland. So for the kids, that's dope.
Steph looked like he enjoyed the hell out of that.
Yes, it's a water park. You'll have fun.
No, Legoland's a water park?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's a water park.
It's kind of both, but
it's almost like Aquatica because they got the wave pool and they got the water slides. It's dope.
Bro, you went to like 9 parks. When did you sleep?
Bro, I didn't sleep, bro. I slept today.
That ain't really a vacation. That was like a vacation. That sounds like a whole. That sounds like work.
I slept today, bro. I was exhausted. But like it was dope because my homeboy who he threw the celebration for his 4-year-old daughter. She just turned 4. Happy birthday to her. And he invited all these families over. So when we all together, we get to drinking, we had these conversations, and a lot come up. A little bit arguments, a little bit tension, but
that was a quiet plane ride home.
Not for me. Not for me. Everything
Whoever
straight.
It was.
Yeah, probably was a couple quiet plane ride home, but the whole point of having these discussions, I don't want to call them arguments, but discussions is to learn each other, to get some different opinions, different point of views, and something that did come up, now that I'm thinking Mother's Day is coming up. Something that did come up is the way mothers take care of their child versus how we take care of them. Like, for instance, one of the conversations was the young lady. She said that she has to put out the clothes the night before, the morning of, before the dad takes her to school and everything, and she has to prepare this, that, and the third. And then he said, like, you do it because you don't like what I put on her. Like her socks is bitch bad. But I'm dad. So it's like you put what you want to put on. And that's how I am too with Steph. It's like I'm gonna put on you what I think is super fly, huh?
He can walk around with mixed match socks?
Nah, he not walking around with mixed match socks. But if he can't find the socks, we just wearing no socks. We just going no socks for the day.
We gonna grab whatever's in the sock drawer. We gonna just put it on.
Nah.
We gonna grab. But nobody seen your socks if they ain't showing. If they ain't showing, who gonna know? Right now, what's your socks match right now?
Mine? Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, now,
absolutely. Me, absolutely.
Now, watch. Before I even ask you, how do I know that?
You gonna see it some way, somehow, bro.
Nah.
It's only because I'm on this side of the table, but if I sit next to you, see
hey, what you got? Nike sweats on? You better have no Adidas socks on either.
You set tripping?
I'm set tripping, but it's not Adidas.
Oh, nah.
I'm set tripping.
On the oval?
Close. You're in the ballpark.
Yeah, but like the and I realize it. Like even like growing up, like the relationship I have with my dad is totally different from the relationship I have with my mom. It's because like they're like mothers are like superwomen. Like they just like
they certainly are.
Yeah. They just I don't know. They just well rounded. Like they just can't. Yeah, perfect. Like perfect. They can't do nothing wrong.
And it's
like,
funny because like my mom's like growing up. I know my mom's was never like the. I mean. My mom was now older. My mom's like, yo, if I talk to her, whatever like that, she's like, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's very, like, affectionate. Mm-hmm. But then my mom was also the person that she whooped my ass. Mm-hmm. But I never not thought, like, my moms don't love me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So she was able to be the rod. Like, yo, you do it wrong, mom's gonna tear your ass up. But at the same time, so I know it was like, damn, my mom don't love me now. Like, it's a dope way that you're able to still have both.
Yeah.
Whether Mom Zeus could be on some joint where it's like, yo, she keeps you in order, but at the same time, like, all right, she loves me though. Like, it is what it is. Especially now as an adult, as a parent as well. I'm like, yeah, that journey is definitely hard. Like, to do both sides, to have a person that could be tough on you, be the disciplinary, at the same time, still know how to show love in a sense. Where it's not like I said, I never had to question like your mom.
I think mothers are like it's almost like automatic, right?
It's like
it's an automatic balance. Like it's like the whole nature versus nurture conversation where it's like it's just natural for them. Like listen, you're a mother. Like they just know how to do these things.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. It's just like they just they know how to do it and they do it, but then sometimes I'm gonna lie, they get mad at you when you don't do what they're supposed to be doing or the way they do it.
Yo, sometimes like
Facts.
I'll be like maybe trying to put Jax on his PJs or something like that, and I'm like doing this. She's like, "What's taking so long?" I'm like, I mean, just putting it on. She's walking and she's like, poof, poof, poof. Like, how did you get his diaper off without taking his clothes off? Like, what's happening?
Shit together. It was really
Like,
tight. Yeah, just slipped
like,
over.
here. I'm like,
It's like a pull-up.
oh shit, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, nah, they just got these magic powers. Like I don't know. They just
Superman.
get it done. Not that we don't get it done, but they might get it done 10 times
we get
quicker.
ours differently, right?
They should like they catch on to whoever it is like this. Like I might take time to figure out. Like, yo, it's like I'm like yo.
I mean, that's that logic.
I mean, he could be crying, and I'll be like,
you
yo,
overthink it,
for?
probably.
Oh yeah, he won his. They crying because this.
Yeah, she knows what his cry
know,
is.
alright.
She knows all of that.
Or even when they're talking sometimes, it's like, you like, what are you saying? And they're like, oh, he said he want this. I'm like, what? How do you get that? How do you get this?
Like, how did you understand that? Exactly. How did you figure that all out? And then this, like I said, with instinctively, like they just know like what the baby needs or what's going on. Like not to like digress, but like even like that, like we have little superpowers, but it's not like all the time. Like I've had like a good few like dad catches.
Had your moment real quick.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago. Now he's like I said, Jax is fully mobile. Like he listen. I'm not gonna make him keys to the house at this point. And he was doing something on the couch, and he says down now. So he's trying to get down, but his back was facing the off side of the couch.
He says down, like down? Oh, that's
down.
lit.
And he like he moved so quick or whatever. So I was trying to like get his sock on something. He went. So I caught him, and I looked around. Everybody saw it. Like no, like oh.
He like I had my moment.
I definitely did a bunch of little things like, all right, like they folks got like, all right, get up and I just carry on.
Nah, yo, I did something like jump over the room, catch him off the bed type, like caught him right before he hit the floor, like literally by the ankles. He was just like screaming because he was scared. Once he realized like he didn't hit the floor, he looked like
yo good, yeah.
But for me, it was good. But the
That's
crazy
awesome power because I do this all the time. Because y'all know how Steph is. That boy is all
But
over the
here's
place.
the crazy part, right? So I say like, oh, it's a superpower because like we catch it and we like, yo, that's fine. But
No one sees it.
But not when no one sees it, right? But whenever he was with his mom, it never happens because they never falling.
happens
So I gotta look at myself in the mirror
Mm-hmm.
like, what's really going on here?
this is just my part of life.
You like, I ain't gonna tell nobody about this.
Nah, not even. Sometimes she'll
I'm
see
still
it,
being
and then
careless.
sometimes she'll see it. So you like, oh yeah, you saw that, right? But it's like,
Like that's
why
mine.
would you even let that happen? Like, you know
Like,
what?
but it ain't
You know
happened
what?
though. It ain't happened though.
You know what?
I caught it.
I'm out.
Yeah, nah, my son he be all over the place. And it'd be multiple times where it's like, yo, boy, you're gonna kill yourself. Like, we're gonna have to suffer the
Yeah,
consequences.
exactly. You don't want that to happen on your watch.
Nah,
Yeah,
not at all.
yo. I ain't gonna lie. When something bad happened or something, when it's on my watch, I'd be like, oh, thank God. Because it happened on my watch, oh man, it's over. We going into the world and back. Because it happened on my watch, like he fall or hurt himself or something, and I'll be like,
It's over for you.
my watch.
Yeah, I be
It's over
trying.
for you.
I be trying to keep.
But let it happen on the other watch, though.
You can't say nothing.
Nah, you can't.
You
Nah.
can't.
You can't say that. You can't say
Wait a
that.
minute.
It's like you look at them like
That's it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because what they gonna say is because I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was doing all this. If I wasn't doing all this,
And
you
then
had them.
the crazy thing is they dead do be like
Yo.
so I worked this past weekend, right? And she had I gotta do laundry or whatever the case may be. So I was like, damn, like it's because when we end up having to do laundry, like we gotta do ours and also his. And kids, I don't know what it is, they just have so much clothes.
Nah, I break
Yeah.
it up.
He had,
I break it up
like,
now. I do
separate.
It's separate. Yeah.
You know what it
He
is?
his
It's
own
like
day.
we want to use the machine and wash it and clean it and then put his stuff in afterwards. So we just say, we'll just do all the laundry one shot and then do like 1 or 2 days and take the finish putting everything away or whatever. But some way, somehow, like, son, she got all of our laundry done, all of his laundry done. She was able to clean him, get food ready for me when I came home. And then when I walked in the crib, she was on the couch on her phone playing the game, and he was like falling asleep. I'm like, what the hell?
Are you the
Like, how many of y'all motherfuckers was in here?
Yeah,
my mom came over or something? Like, how the hell do you be doing this? And it's like, yo, like, women really don't get... They get the credit because we always talk about it, but, like, I don't think anybody who, as an adult now, if you don't have kids to watch it happening, because when you're a child, you're in the receiving end. It doesn't really matter to
Yeah.
you. You're just like, I'm hungry, and the mom's like, hey, like, it all just gets done. You don't really care about it. But looking at it now, and I just look at, You know, because when I met her, she was already a mother. And then now with Naya and Jax and stuff like that, it's just like, it's like mind-boggling. Like, how do you even get this done? And then still just be up at night and still want to, you know,
still living their life.
You know, be wet and nasty.
But yeah, and that's one of the conversations we had while I was on the trip with the because it was like 4 or 5 families that was there with us, and one of the conversations was that the woman felt like they don't like. She one of the women said he hasn't watched the son in like 8 months. Like, I've been watching him every day for 8 months since he's been born. I've been watching your son, and I'm like, did you ask him? She, what do you mean I had to ask him? I'm like automatically with me is like, if you're gonna do it, I'm not gonna volunteer my services because I know you're gonna do it. But if you ask me to do it, I'm not gonna tell you no. You understand? Because I feel like, not saying that it's a woman's job, but they just it's their instinct. They're automatically gonna get it done.
With that same thing with the taking the bath that early, like me, I was scared. They so small. I'm like, yo, I'm not about to have them slip, and it's on my watch. That kind of like, nah. I'd rather the mom take it because the mom gonna be more hesitant, more on point. You know, more.
Yeah, I was excited because it was just like, yo, that's,
I was scared.
I'm more that guy. I'm like, you know, I want to experience it all.
Yeah, I want to experience it, but
it's new for me at that point.
At first, I was like that, but now, like, if you give him back, because my son is take the water, throw it out the tub. I'm cleaning him and cleaning the floor. It's just like,
I guess for me, it's because Jackson's not old enough to deal with. It's not as bad, right? Because like I said, he's feeling more. It's coming. I know. Like I can't even drop a deuce without him being in the bathroom bothering me. So it's like, so I know he's gonna get to the point where he's just doing whatever he want to do, but. I remember even like, you know, when after he was born, like being able to give him his first bath, happy, excited about it. Even like now, when we give him his bath, like today we had to come out here and do this, but whatever. So she's gonna do that. But like when I'm home or whatever, it's us. So I'm like, yo, hold him down or whatever, or finish feeding whatever. I'm gonna go run the water, get this everything together. She'll just get like his clothes out, and then we'll bathe him together. Like I'm cleaning him on the arm, playing games, and he's dunking the little Mickey Mouse ball, or whatever, and she's washing his hair and stuff like that. So it becomes for us like. And it's something that I hope that we just continue to do. It's become like a bonding thing with us. Exactly. It's like we're doing it together. Like, and then after she's in the room, you know, she's putting the essential oils or whatever in his hair, combing his hair around and stuff. But now and then I'm just rinsing off the tub, cleaning out the bathroom or whatever. But like I don't want to have to do that and have to come clean up. Like it's crazy to me. But and then by the time it's done, his bottle's warmed up and
everything is.
He just lays on the bed and feeds himself now. Right? Exactly. It's something that works. But
and that works for you because with me is it's the opposite. It's whatever. If Tia's giving a bath, she giving a bath. If I'm giving a bath, I'm giving a bath. So if Tia's giving him a bath, she do that. She'll take his clothes out and everything. It don't matter what, she's gonna take his clothes out, even though it's just she like. And I let her do it because it's like, you know, she wants to put something on him. It's all right. I'm not gonna pick what I want to. She always asks me, "Is it okay if I put this on?" I'm like, "Does this look right? Does this look right?" Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. But
it's clean, bro. Whatever.
Yeah,
it's funny when you talking about like the bath thing, whatever, like that is a bond. Because like now, of course, like my kids is older. My older one, he's 14, so he's in his own world. So he's real.
I'm sure you wash him up at this age.
Nah, of course not. But then like I'm saying that to leave like my younger one, he's 10, and those bonding times is why he's so attached to me now. Like he's my tail. Like even my mom be laughing. She's like, you ain't know, but you spit him out because she's like, I never seen a boy so attached to his father. But it's not like it's literally a bond because it's like I remember when he was first born, like I was enjoying it at the time. When my job didn't give me like that, but now things change because you got the maternity leave, whatever men have it. I had to take vacation time, but I remember I used to come home, take my clothes off, whatever. He's with me. He's on my chest the whole time. I had nothing but pictures up to that point. And then now seeing him now at 10, it's like, yo, like when he's with me, he's sleeping with me. Like he doesn't want to not be around me. I wake up in the morning, Dad, what we doing? What we having for breakfast? Like everything is continuous. Like it's a certain bond that happens. And it's kind of like what you say in a sense where we talk about, I guess why we having this podcast in a sense is that, you know, we ain't the same fathers. Because I know growing up, my father, he was like very detached from me. Like I don't have like that, like what we're saying, I had that with my mother. I didn't have that with my father. My father was, he went to work, he come home, I did bad report card, I'm got to deal with that. Yeah. But then all the good time, that's mom's. Like food, baths, this and that. I know me. I never wanted that with my sons. Like I never wanted to be the, what's the word? what does it say? What they say? The judge, jury, and executioner. I'm like, yo, I just want to be dad. Like, yo, you doing bad in school? I'm gonna talk to you. You doing good in school? I want to talk to you. Yo, you want to spend some time with? I never wanted to be. One thing you always say, what parents say, you don't want to be a friend with your child. I want to be my child's friend, but I also want him to be that bond. Like, I think that's more important. And it's funny, a conversation I had. I would ask people, I'm like, do you think what's more important, if it's love or bonds? Because at the end of the day, when you love you can love anything. People are like, I love this drink. But then I have a bond with my child is a different kind of thing because it's like, yo, like I do something like, damn, my son want to see this. And I know he does the same. Like there's certain things if I have him, he's like, yo, dad, this is what I had. I want to show you this. Yeah. That's not love. It's just the bond because I want to introduce that to my father. It's deeper. Like it's
I mean,
dope.
with me personally, I just started. Chris probably has a wonderful bond with his daughter. Me and Sai, we just started.
Yeah, it's new.
So how did you build that? Because right now we have of course, all our sons, we probably have a bond. But how does it stay the same? Because I'm not even gonna lie, on this trip, I did meet other families who had they had older sons who they had no relationship with the son because the son obviously wasn't on the trip, and it's like that bond went away because you got to like realistically
change it.
This generation is like weird. Like these kids are different nowadays. Like they on the game all day.
But it's so funny. The generation is my kids is that generation, but then it's like here and there. Like my son, you communicate with through my iPad. He'll send me something like your dad. Like he's watching something like some movie, and he said, "Oh, I got the behind the scenes." So we engage in that. As far as I'll say the bond, I don't even know where it really happened. It's just I guess it's the love.
It just happened over time.
Yeah, but a lot of it too is like honestly, I didn't want the relationship I had with my father with my sons. Like I never wanted that, and I think I said it in the past episode. Like somebody said to me, and I was thought about it, and it was stuck with me. It was just like don't stop trying to not be like your father, but be everything you want your father to be for you. So when I'm with my kids, that's what it is. It's just like my father wasn't the person like, yo, on a Saturday morning, yo, we can sit down and watch TV today. Like people always think like that glitz and glamorous stuff. I'll be real, that Instagram lifestyle, and no shots at anybody, but taking pictures and showing everybody. And I think I said it before, like the most memorable times of what you ain't take a picture of. Like, yo, my time I'm sitting there, I'm just watching TV, like some show came on this weekend. I'm sitting there just watching TV with my son, and then, oh, Dad, did you see that? Like, we talking. I'm not necessarily so interested in it, but I'm interested because he's interested in it. Our parents, they're so old school. And this, again, there's another funny story I had today. When we talk about, like, past episode, we talk about financial understandings. I'm kind of, like, separated, but it leads into now. We talk to our parents about the financial understanding, what our parents didn't teach us. But I realized something. Our parents was fighting that fight anyway, like trying to get right. Like, of course they couldn't teach finances because they trying to figure this shit out. Yeah. So then now I'm like the financial side. I got a job. I watch this. I watch that. I know there's certain things you don't do with your money, whatever. I got more time to focus on being a dad. More so. I'm still in my hustle. Don't get me wrong. I work a lot of hours to do whatever. But I'm able to focus on being dad. Like, I don't want to be, like I said, the judge, jury, and execution. I want to be like, yo, you had a good report card. Like, yo, we going to go get some ice cream. Like the shit you see on TV. Like, it could happen. Yeah. So it's not even, the bond happens just naturally, just not what you missed. There's something that you missed. You're something you missed that you wish that a father or father figure in your life did. Just do it. In a sense, it's as simple. Y'all get my youngest son, like I said, my 14-year-old, he's a bit on his phone, he's whatever. But I'm like, yo, I'm about to run to this grocery store, get ice cream. Yo, my son can't throw his clothes on fast enough. He used to take a walk to the grocery store. It's not, like I said, I ain't gonna take no picture of taking a walk to the grocery store with my son. I'm like, yo, he just enjoyed that. We come home, I'm sitting there, your dad, you want ice cream? He's coming back. Like, he's not gonna eat without me. Like, that's the bond that just literally happens. I don't know where I created it. It's just, I guess, when just love is behind whatever you do, it just becomes natural. It just becomes natural.
I tell all the time, like, I saw on the podcast, I tell my friends, I tell everybody, like, I am so blessed and fortunate to have had the father that I had, because I can't imagine God creating a better father to have been put in my life. Because even when I was a kid, right? I was always an early person. Like, I was always an early riser. Like, even to this day, like, without an alarm, I'm probably up every day at 5:30. So when I was a kid, my father, on Saturdays especially, he got to go send money back home. So you got to go down to Cam to send money. You got to go to the post office, get my money orders to pay a bill here, or
you know, run with them.
Right, exactly. But I was always up. My older brother and stuff was sleeping. My sisters was just chilling or whatever. But I was up. I'm like, oh, we outside. Let's go. Where when he'd be sitting in the barbershop for 5 hours talking with his friends and whatever the case may be. I'm just hanging out. I was always like, how you said.
And it's
I was always on his tail.
It was like a Haitian barbershop?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
But it's funny because that's this guy.
Beverly and Flatbush. I mean, Beverly and Nostrand.
But it's funny what you're saying is what my son is now. So the simple thing is, I got to get up. And like this weekend, I was trying to go get my brakes done on my car. So I get up, I go to the spot, get brakes done. He's just coming. Like, he might have his iPad. Like you said, he's still that techie kid, he's whatever. But he's there with me. Like, it's whatever. All right, Dad, what we doing? My older one, again, he's still knocked out. Like, he's like, whatever. But the younger one, he's just like, yeah, I want to go. And then on the way home, it's a simple thing. Like, can we stop by the Walgreens, just get snacked? Like, I think
very minuscule. What Styles said is 100% right. I don't feel like it's anything conscious that my dad was doing, like purposeful to make it that way. It was just, he was just like, all right, man, let's go, whatever.
Like a little friend that you have.
But I know Jackson's going to be like that now because he is. Like, Jax, and it's funny because we talk about like, how nurturing mothers are, and Becca's fantastic with everything under the sun, right? But he's literally my shadow. Like, if I walk in the house and he's in his mom's arms, if he's not about to go to sleep, he's like, excuse me, miss, I'm out. And he's following me anywhere I go. If I go in my daughter's room to go say hi, kick it with her, he's right behind me. If I go in the kitchen and get something to drink, I open the fridge, I'm about to close the fridge. What is that? Oh, he's trying to get his hand in the fridge. Like, so he's literally on my tip. But it was just literally, like you said, I was just excited to want to be with my son. Like, my kids, period. Like, my daughter, when she's in her room, I ain't seen her in a couple of hours, I'm going to come up, I might just throw a pillow on her face. Like, just cuz. Just, whatever it can. But it's just a natural thing. But I do feel like fathers, we do put like a little bit more effort, because for moms, it's just like a natural. It's just organic, because they spent, 10 months in their stomach chilling, growing and living, and they're literally were formed from them. So from birth, and they're attached, through breastfeeding, skin to skin, everything there. So it's just automatic. Like, no matter what, it's just an automatic thing. So I don't know.
Because I used to, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so good.
I used to think that, just like you, I didn't have that relationship with my father. But now thinking about it, not, because I always felt like right now, as my age now, I feel like our bond became stronger. But now that I'm really thinking about it, we did do stuff like that, just me and him, without even just.
Yeah, I didn't.
And I realized, but I tend to forget about all that stuff because he beat me a lot. Because I was bad. Because my mom, whatever I did, my mom sent me to my dad. It's my dad to take care of it. So he was really the enforcer. So he wasn't really, he was dad and the judge, the juror, the executor.
See, it's funny, like, my mom was that, but then at the same time, like, your mom, it's almost like I could kind of see that, my mom go to the grocery store. I'm going with my mom's. My mom's going to the mall. I'm going there. So I think I kind of just pulled that in with my mother side of it. My father was like, the only time I had more so at the time was like, got a bad report card. Like, damn, I'm sleeping right now. Dad coming home. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to be there. And I always didn't want that with my kid. Like, I don't want my kid to fear me. Of course, you want the respect, but then I never wanted my son like, like, even me now, like, I don't have that concept of, like, trying to be strung on with my kids. Like, I could just have especially at the age, of course, too. I could talk to my, what's up, man? Do better in school, man. Just, get, what you got to do, whatever like that. And I can see in his face, like, just me talking to him that way bothers them more so than it is me trying to be, the judge, jury, execution. Like, I never wanted that. That's something I'll say. It's like what we have to learn, what we all learn as parents, is like what you didn't like in your, I guess, there's certain things that, people say when you were a kid, your mom probably said, you learn when you're a parent. There's certain things I didn't learn. Like, I didn't like that still. Like, nah, I wouldn't do that to my kid. So there's certain things like, no taking away. Like, nah, I ain't doing that. Like, I never wanted to be the father. Like, I'm so used to the concept that daddy was always the regulator. I don't want to be regulator. But if I'm man, I want to regulate that, we have a good time. Yeah, you screwed up in school. You screwed up. You ain't do what I spoke to you about. But, I love you. And even when I went with my kid, I don't know that feeling of my father saying he loves me. I don't know that. I know that from my mom. So I make it a thing when I call my kids, whatever, like, how's school today, blah, blah, blah. I love you. I don't want them thinking, and you don't realize how far that brings volumes as a man, because even me, I'm very secluded where it shows about my emotion. I'm very in control of my emotion. So I would say I'm pretty cold, but my kids probably pull my most emotion out of me. But then typically I'm just cold. most of the time. I mean, I'm pretty sure whoever watching me, I'm just chill. Like I'm always that way. But I don't want my kids to be like that. Like something about me, I don't want my kids to be. So I want my kids to be more
Open
about their
crazy. Your kids are chill too. I was with them only for about a couple of hours.
Oh yeah, and they real
they
chill.
They not really.
They talk. They great. Like and then everybody sit there and say your kids are so well behaved, and yeah, they are. But it's just like I also want them to be vocal. I want them to be they feel a certain way. You feel sad, you talk. I don't know that feeling. Like I just literally just say it.
So my
question.
I got a question. Hold on. So being like you growing up and like your way you was like not expressing yourself, how the transition into having kids made you like open up more? Because I feel like that's my problem. Opening up in general.
You know what's so crazy? It's
You're
like
so much of a gangster.
Nah. It's just
it's something,
bro. It's just
it's so funny. Like you asked that because I don't even know, but it's just kind of like I said to myself one time. It's just like, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. It's like I love them more than I love myself. So it's kind of like the love, whatever I want about me that I don't like about me, in a sense. Why separate them from that, in a sense? It kind of sounds almost just like I don't know what you call I wouldn't even call it a tundrum. I'd say more in the sense like, as I'm a parent. So what I didn't like about me, I don't want them to have. The same way we talk about financial literacy. I wasn't financial literate at some point. I want them to be more financial literate about. Like we always think about the material side of it. I work my ass off. I don't want my kid to struggle, but I also was so quiet. I didn't feel the need to speak. I was so cold. There's certain things about me that I said I'm not. Anybody know more like you say I'm a cool dude, but then there's certain things about me I don't want my kids to be that way. Like that little tough edge I have about me, I don't want my kids to be that. Cause that cuts you off for certain kind of things. Like I'm real kind of like Chris is my man. We all cool. I can talk with you, but then there's certain outlets that I probably don't experience because of the fact that I have that kind of cold personality where I push people off a bit. I don't want my kids to be that way. I want you to be like, you want a job or you got a career. You want to be a little bit more open because that opens up more doors for you. I'm pretty sure there's some doors that close in my life because of the fact that I got a little bit of a cold personality with certain situation. And anybody that kind of, I'm one of the people you got to warm up to. But then anybody ain't going to try to take their time to warm up to me. So I don't want my kids to have that same situation. So it's really what we talking about, like that love you have for your kid. I love my kids so much. I want them to be better than me. Exactly.
So let me ask y'all this, right? So back to, you hanging with the other parents on vacation. So in y'all lives now, right, being dads, do you guys love your kids differently or like show your love differently than like your lady? Like we know some things are just natural, right? Yeah. But like in your everyday, like do you like how is it different between you and like your ladies?
I think me I show the love to my son a lot more. And every time she look at me like, oh, you don't look at me like that. You don't play me like that. You don't hug me like that.
That's me.
But I'm like.
That's me to Tia, because she kiss him out of nowhere. I don't get kisses out of nowhere.
but I be feeling like you ain't the kid. Like you are you in your lane right here. You got your things, the kid. I'm gonna do my thing with him. And I'm just trying to. Just me personally, real personal love. I'm trying to be more open and more transparent as I can with him.
As what I'm saying.
Yeah. I've been like, because I know that I could come off like too
too gangster.
No, not even gangster. Like no, real nonchalant about things, and like I don't mean to. It's not to me. It's just normal. You know what I'm saying? But like I want to develop and learn over the years. Like when I'm other people, I can't be like that.
Exactly.
Other people, because it's me being inconsiderate of other people's feelings. And I don't want to never make my son to feel like I don't like every time like my son a crybaby, right? Now he's a crybaby because he's real spoiled and everything. Because everybody spoils him, so he started to be a little crybaby. So like people be like, oh, that's bad, talk down about it. But to me, I feel like nah, I'm gonna let him express himself. If he want to cry, he want to whine because he want this. All right, cool. I try to keep my composure as much and not get too frustrated and mad when he do that, because like I don't want him to think that it's a bad thing. He's expressing himself. If he want this, give it to him. Or if he want, sometimes kid gonna be kid gonna try push your buttons and do things they shouldn't be doing. But they kids. What you want them to do? They not adults. So
it's crazy. I'm the total opposite.
Yeah, I mean, no.
If you little while, you're not gonna get it.
Nah. But there's something. But like It all depends, cause my son know me a good kid. He's not gonna whine unless it's a reason to whine, or but he have his little spoiled moments. But I just give it to him. Like, hey, whatever you want this up here, you can't reach it, you want it. Even though I'm doing something, I just stop. All right, over here, boom.
Nah. I'm teaching my kid to learn how to wait. Cause
wait,
his
but
mother give him
his
and I understand. His mother gives him whatever he want when he want it. So when he's with me, he expects the same thing. And like we said in other episodes, like our parenting styles are different. If he wants something right this moment, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm not. First of all, whatever I'm doing is for you. So if I'm making you macaroni and cheese, you're gonna have to wait for me to stop that to get you the juice. I'm not gonna run over there, get you the juice, go back to the mac and cheese. No, you gotta learn how to have some patience.
Sit the arm out, it stretches.
Yeah,
that's like they can do it some way somehow.
Superwoman, they all over the place with theirs, and me is like, bro, relax. Let me just try to figure out how to make mac and cheese first.
All right, so that's great because you guys are like, on opposite ends of how you guys do that, right? Do you feel like that will some way somehow make it different of how they receive your love they get, because right now they can't really talk and say they can whine, point, and whatever. But they do. But I mean, when they get to the point they're 4 or 5 and they can really talk and they say full sentences and stuff like that. Do you feel like it's gonna make them look at you and say my dad doesn't love me because he makes me wait or something like that?
Nah. It's more so with me. It's just structure. It's you're not always
that's what the father is basically gonna create is the structure.
Yeah, you're not always gonna get what you want when you want it. Then it's he may be one, but I'm preparing him for life. I wasn't really as prepared for life as I could have been. So and maybe that's why I'm in the profession I am, because I want my job is to help these kids, leave high school. Yeah. And just be ready for the real world. It's crazy out there. Believe it or not, they don't even understand how crazy it is out there.
Even as adults, it's still crazy for us. Trying to figure it out every day.
And right now they got and this is off topic. I was at work. I want to say maybe last week, 2 weeks ago, and I was in the office, and the young lady, she was just complaining. She's a freshman, 9th grade, just got to high school, complaining about how high school is too much right now in the 9th grade.
Shit.
I'm what?
Long way to go.
She got 3 more years of this, at least.
That's what I told her. I said, you got 3 more years of this, and then if you go to college, you got that. Yeah. And if you decide not to go to college, you got to deal with everyone out there.
It's life.
When you're working. You giving up now in the 9th grade? Nah.
And you know what's so funny in my mind when I hear girls talk, kids talk like that, it's life gotta be good for you. Because it's if you gotta be that bothered about school, then life is pretty good. Because when in reality, when you get to college, you're all right, I'm in college, but then now you progressing what am I gonna do when I get out of college? You're so worried about everything else. So if you're so stressed about 9th grade and you worried about academics, life is pretty good for you. Yeah. Because you ain't worried about anything else, then you let her worry. Let her progress that.
I'm sitting there, I said, bro, you got 3 more years to go.
Because that's what's the biggest problem, and then she got no problems then. In reality.
She's straight after that. Yeah, but with me, I just want to make sure, the decisions I make with him right now, he'll reflect on them. And, when he get older, he'll understand, all right, everything doesn't happen when I want it to happen. I got to have some type of patience. Everyone got to have some type of patience. Mm-hmm. I don't want him to feel if I need this right now, I got to get it right now. Especially with the whining, it's just, to me, it's just annoying. No, stop whining. Even if let's say if he was a girl, I would feel the same way. Cause it's stop whining. You're gonna no, you're gonna get it.
You really can't answer that question.
No, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say that. You know why? Because at a certain point, like 0 to a year or 2, there's not really a big difference between the fact that it's a boy or a girl. Right, they're the things that they're gonna do, they're gonna get the diaper change, they're gonna be crying for what they want when they're hungry or whatever. Those are things that are pretty much standard,
and those don't bother me. It's that when no, but even that, and he's whining. I'm wait for the icy.
But that's what I'm saying. Whether he's one and he wants the icy, or if it's a boy or girl, it's gonna be the same thing. So certain things that I agree with you. Certain things is no matter what the child's gender is, you're gonna wait. You're gonna know not to do these
the child
things.
Doesn't know the agenda at that point. It's really how you're gonna look at it though as a father, because most men would say this. I got a daughter. oh, it's different. I was hearing men and you got a daughter, oh, it's different. I don't know the difference. I got sons. But then that's the child ain't like, I'm a girl, so I'm gonna be a certain type of way. So it's really you on how you handling the child.
Yeah, it is you.
And I realize that it is you. It's never
Yeah.
the gender. It's you. How
I
you
talk back to that too. Like,
So you
like
might
I
see a
said,
little girl like, oh, she's
like
innocent.
in a couple
Then
in a
might be
couple of
certain
years
way.
or whatever, when we whenever we decide to have more kids or whatnot. I said we have a girl afterwards. Like that 0 to 1 year, 18 months. I'm gonna be on that kid's body too. Like I'm gonna love my daughter the same exact way. Like it's only as like I said, like so my daughter's older, right? She's 14. When I first came into her life, she was just turning 7.
7, yeah.
So there was still some things where it didn't really make a difference whether it's a boy or a girl, right? Certain behavioral things or whatever. But you, like you mentioned before, like you just said, Style, like you do consciously start behaving a little differently with them because day by day they becoming more and more into their womanhood. So you make sure they understand, like, as a little boy or whatever, like my son, like, and he's like 5. If I kind of come in the bathroom, use the bathroom, whatever,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
get
You don't
out
do
the
that
way.
with you,
But
yeah.
as soon as she was old enough to like, bathe and stuff or whatever, like nobody's going in the bathroom. When you're done and you're fully clothed or you got your towel on, then somebody can come in the bathroom. Or when you're gonna get changed, like what I'm saying, it's little things or whatever, because the world is crazy. Like you mentioned, the world is fucking crazy. So you go to sleep over some shit, just certain things, whatever. Like I used to be in the crib, like just in my boxes, chilling. I can't do that anymore. I might not have a shirt on, but I'm gonna have shorts on. You know what I'm saying? Some basketball shorts, something like that, because those things make a huge difference. You don't want them to you want them to know how they're supposed to be treated. They need to know how to be treated from home first. And now that, to piggyback off of that, kind of going backwards, my kids in general, like you said, right? I don't want them to feel like they can't express themselves because I don't want them to be somewhere and somebody doing something to them and they feel like, oh, because they're an adult, I can't say what's wrong or how I feel or whatever. You're not gonna be disrespectful. That's I don't play that shit at all. That's one thing I don't play. Like I'm not into like beating my kids or whatever. And my daughter feels it way worse when I'm disappointed in her and I just like don't fuck with her for like an hour or two. She goes crazy, bro. All of a sudden she's in the living room. Hey, Chris, do you want something to eat? What are we gonna do? Are you thirsty? I'm going, well, all the shit that you wouldn't do because it affects them. But you want to instill that in them from early on and whatnot, just so that they know how they want to be treated and stuff. Because I seen myself when I was a kid, when I was younger. I'm not gonna say so much anger issues, but I was always just like short tempered with stuff, and that's why now
because you can't express it. We weren't really allowed to express
and I find now like I try to be a lot more even keeled with a lot of things, just like be real more laid back, see what's actually going on, dissect it, and all that kind of stuff. Because if I would have kept that same way, like you said, a lot of opportunities would never present themselves because they're like, you're just another angry black man.
And it's funny what Saya was saying is because it's like you end up being. I have a nonchalant personality. That's just my personality. Like I'm pretty sure people don't like it sometimes, but it's just kind of like. I mean, it's that saying: those who mind matter don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So whatever. But it's just like that's the same thing. But I also turn that way because at some point it's like that saying when you go to work, like, yo, how's your day going? I could complain, but who's listening?
Yeah.
That's me. Like, I could complain, but who the hell's listening in a sense?
Yeah,
but then I don't want my kids to think that that's an option. Like, yo, you could complain, talk to me. Like, maybe I could fix it, maybe not, but at least you're expressing yourself because then you walk with a chip on your shoulder. I know that feeling. You walk with a chip on your shoulder because you can't express yourself, etc. Because that old school parenting, it's not that it's right or wrong, but it was so big on, respect your elders. But a lot of times your elders was mad disrespectful. And then now I'm an elder, but I don't believe in disrespecting my, children. Like, yo, I walk in the store, I never forgot I was in the store and the kids is there. And they talk, I'm going to say excuse me to the kid. But I remember being a kid and the elders trying to like push you out the way. Like, nah, it's like somebody said, like, yo, they little people. So it's like,
you gotta be careful now because like you said, these kids is weird. These kids will bust you upside your head or something.
Whatever. But that's a different kind of kid. That's true. That's a different kind of kid we talking about. But I'm talking about the everyday kid that, you know what you was, our kids, like, yo, they just being kids.
Nah, Saya would have pulled the gun on you.
But people had
you pay for all our snacks.
They was very big on just being disrespectful. And that, even me as an adult now, that don't fly. Like, I don't care. I see a bunch of kids, like, yeah, I move out the way or whatever. Like, yo, respect them. Because at the same time, that kid is going to be, remember, we're going to get old. And you're going to be, old and run down. You want that kid to be that kid that's helping you cross the street where you can't get by. You jacked up on the side of the corner because you can't, your car's jacked up. Like, it is funny because even myself, like, I would see an elderly person, like, as unfriendly people like to say that I am sometimes. I'm the type of person, like, I see somebody in need, I'm going to help you, because it's just like, it's just a simple respect thing. Like, it's no different if my kids will see it, but then there's also the leader that. And it's like what you both was asking, like, how do you continue with that? It's what y'all doing already. It's nothing different of like, you know, you setting that foundation. You going on trips with your son. That little bit of it is deeper than that. Yeah, you go to the park with him. Yo, you just sitting there watching video games. Well, you just in the basement, your man cave, and he just sitting there chilling. That little bit just goes, yo,
that goes a long way.
That goes a long way. That's why I keep saying, like, yo, not to knock anybody on IG, whatever like that, but like I said, your most prodigal time with your kids is what you don't take a picture of. And the simple thing of, like you say, giving your son a bath. The simple thing of just getting in the car, driving. Yo, my simple time is picking them up and dropping them off. My simple time is the phone conversation. Me playing video game. That's honestly, my kid don't give a fuck about what I'm posting on Instagram. Like, it's a simple thing, just me being me. I'm superhero to a certain. I don't even realize the stuff that my kids even be like known for. Like, the simple thing about my IG, you know, producer styles, like, I'm covering my face. I take a picture of my son. He's taking a picture of me covering his face, because it's that simple.
That's what dad does.
That's how simple it is.
So this is just mind boggling to me how I feel like we put in so much work to get, you know, to the level we are with the bond that we have with our son, and with mothers it's just
automatic.
But I'm not taking away from mom, but we doing it too. It's just the fact that we thinking as men, reality,
more mental.
We thinking too much about it.
Got you.
And
it's more on the forefront, just because it become like a stigma, like the absentee father, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think we put a lot of more consciousness to it than anything else. But I feel like we would never like not change our kids or not get them dressed or not make sure they fed or, you know, whatever. Kids like Jackson's had a cold for like the last week and change or whatever. So in the daytime, it's like it's not terrible. You know, at nighttime is way worse. And so, you know, she typically does, you know, the night shift stuff. He's been sleeping mostly through the nights now, so we've been pretty good with that. But with the cold and all that kind of stuff, you know, she'll pick him up, soothe him or whatever, put him back to sleep. It's almost like nothing. Like she'll grab him, go get him. All right, you know, give him what he. She just knows what he needed. You know, it wasn't that I was like, yo, he might be hungry. No, he's not. But he's always hungry. But he's not hungry.
It
right
happened
now.
to me because one time my boy was whining, like, and I'm like, yo, what's wrong with him? Check him some food, he didn't want it. Check him a bottle, he didn't want to try. I'm trying different things and shit, and my lady's sitting there watching me do this, and like he's waiting, like you like watch me feeling like that. No, I thought you like 5 things. She like, when he want to be picked up, he want to be like baby, he want to be like affectionate, like he's want to just be like. So I'm like, dang, you should have said that.
5 tries ago.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So then once I pick him up, you know, just and he good, like he good. So I'm like, I'm just like, yo, like, how do you even figure that he wanted to be like baby, like, you know, like affectionate, just cause.
And she knew even before you did all the 5 things.
She was just laughing at you.
Yo, I'm sitting there, I'm picking up toys, like, yo, look, yo, put the TV, and he just sitting there like, nah.
Even someone like sometimes. She'll have him or whatever, and like he's like being really fussy when she's trying to put him to sleep or whatever the case may be. I could be like in the shower, whatever it is. I'll come out, she'll be like, I'm like, hey, damn, he's still fussy or whatever. Yeah, he wants you. Like, how, did he tell you that? Like, no, like she's like the way he's just the kind of cry he is and the way he's fidgeting and whatever. I'm like, cool. I just throw on a t-shirt or something. I pick him up. Quiet. How the fuck did you know he wanted me? Like you know, they're baby whisperers. They just know. You know. Like
with them more so. I mean, we're busy. We're busy during that time out in the world. We trying to figure us. We trying to figure out the people. We trying to figure out work. We trying to figure out that. And then while they with them, they having a certain. Again, it goes back to that bond too. So I always and there's nothing to take away from a mom, but then it's just like that's the joy of it too, that you able to be with your child for that long period of time. And I mean, it's beginning of time. Like it's nothing new. Like, you know, the women with the child, the man is out there facing the world in a sense. We naturally are separated, but in reality though, if we just be more mindful, as men, we mindless. Like, you know, that's why we be fucking up a lot of times too. We be mindless.
I'm way mindless.
It's just the only. I'm mindless too, but it's just like, yo, that's just my build. It is what it is. But let me not even say what it is. I could change it if I could be a bit more mindful about it. I'm not gonna accept just say being mindless. I could try to be more mindful, but we're so mindless because we outside. Like you said, yo, your lady's gonna take care of the stuff.
Yeah.
But being more mindful, like, yo,
you're not worrying.
Yeah,
Like,
but
nah.
you can do it. It's not, and by no means I'm
And
taking
I
anything away.
do. I would never tell her no. But
Yeah.
like,
in my mind, you're already gonna do it. Like I know we're going out. I know we're going out. I know she's gonna shower him. She'll probably take a shower with him, and then she'll probably tell me just get him dressed for her before I get in the shower.
And then that same energy reverses to you too. There's something that your lady knows that you're gonna do too, even though she doesn't ask you. Oh, she knows it needs to be done. It's just that's just what we just do. It's like I said, it's that mindlessness. It's the same reason why when you get in your car, you just turn the key and you turn and you drive. Do you think when you drive or do you just drive? It's the mindlessness of it. And when do you fuck up? When you start thinking about driving. It's a simple thing. When we do...
Oh, we some boys behind you. Shit.
Then you start fucking up. When the boys is behind you, cause like, yo, be sure I turn the wheel the right way. Be sure I got my signal. Then you fucking up. It's so mindless to them as much as it's mindless to us. And there's nothing to take away from it. Your mom's is dope. Like, being a mother is nothing to take away for it. But it's just like, as men, we can have a bad habit of being mindless.
Plus, they also got a super head start, right? Because they've as soon as they got pregnant, they're mothers, right? So immediately, whether their diet and how they eat, how they regulate everything, everything that they're doing is already internally preparing them to be mothers, to nurture. That's why they lactate and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of it leans towards that, and though, like the way not that we don't show our appreciation enough, but we don't have the open conversation to show like the amount of shit that they do and how much they have to get done, and they just get it done or whatever the case may be.
That one Mother's Day is just not enough. Every day should be Mother's Day.
Every day,
without the gifts.
I'm not buying you something.
Without the gifts. Shoot. Every day should be Mother's Day. Fuck it, every day is Mother's Day.
After what? Going on 8, 9 Mother's Day, I don't even know what to get her no more at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. Tia might have to wait till next Mother's Day so we can figure it out together. Because it ain't, I don't know.
You got to double it up though.
Nah. We're just going to skip this one. It's a Hallmark holiday anyway.
Take a break.
But every day should be Mother's Day. Mothers are very special. We love all you mothers out there. And hopefully
I love my mama. I love my baby mama.
Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Mother's Day. Hopefully you found somewhere to eat, because during Mother's Day for mothers, everything's paid. But Father's Day, you know what I mean?
you know what more like, all right, some high end restaurants, like, regardless, right, when you make a reservation, like, they want a card on file, like if you try to cancel on them later, whatever.
I don't like that.
I mean, they want you to put money.
You gotta pay for the reservations. Like what? Like,
bro,
you're gonna get filled up anyway.
I started but you know what it is? They're like, so if you're gonna reserve, but you just never show up, then it's like they could have gotten get somebody else that table,
somebody's gonna take that spot on.
But
it's gonna win triple.
Exactly. But the crazy part is, bro, like I was just, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for Mother's Day. I'm like just looking at different restaurants, whatever. But every restaurant is doing it. I was like, y'all getting beside yourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
y'all ain't even open. It's not even the 19th. Y'all ain't even open all the way yet. Y'all gotta relax. But nonetheless, all your mother out there, we from the Dad in This Shit podcast want to express our utmost respect and admiration for you all. Like, quite honestly, we couldn't be fathers without mothers.
That's a
so. Shout out to y'all. We appreciate everything you guys do. If we don't say it enough, whether on air, at home, Instagram, social media, whatever the case may be, we love and we do appreciate and respect all that you guys are there for us. We know that you guys are by our front, side, back. Y'all hold it down.
Put in mad work.
OD. So yeah, we appreciate you guys. But before we tune out, we do got us a very special announcement.
Drum roll, please.
Yo, listen, May 27th. That is May 27th of 2021. It's a Thursday. Us here at
Thirsty Thursday. Let's call it that.
Facts. College life. Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty Thursday, May 27th from 7 to 10 p.m. Us here in the Dad in Shit podcast are honored to be performing our first live podcast at the Bushwick Public House. We're sponsored by Shinju Japanese Whiskey in partnership with Cast Lab Studios.
Fancy stuff.
So we appreciate that, and we're gonna show out. We're gonna have some giveaways. They're gonna
bring out the chocolate bars.
He gonna handle that.
Picture on that. That's just your own thing right there.
He actually got his own money. He gonna have that one.
Yeah,
May 27th, 7 p.m. Bushwick Public House. The information is in all of our bios on the Dad and Shit page, on the Cast Lab page. Shout out to Shinju Whiskey for coming to us with this opportunity. We appreciate it.
Did you know, even though it's Shinzu, it's owned by a black man?
That is crazy.
That's fire.
How
Let's go
about that?
support.
Right.
Let's
How
support.
Going with
about
Let's
that?
let's make our black people
Black-owned
win.
Japanese whiskey. What Jay-Z said, sipping whiskey on a terrace. You heard? So listen,
Wasn't it
man.
Japanese
whiskey. There's a
There you
difference.
go.
If you're not cultured, we're gonna help you out get there. But listen, we're gonna have some free drinks for a time period over there. We're gonna be
Free
giving out-
drinks. It's free to come.
That's it.
Pull up.
Listen,
No
it's
people like
outside.
free.
It's
Pull up.
open
No
up.
people
Pull
like
up. It's
free.
free.
It's free
You're gonna get
99.
to see us live and in person. Interact with us. Talk to us. Rub elbows. Meet some new people. Expand your horizons a little bit. So make sure you guys tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate you all for coming through, seeing us. Peace.
Peace out.
Dạ dạ. Dạ dạ. Dạ dạ.